The Oilmen go down in 1-2-3 fashion. We'll have some more action coming up as Crestwood gets their first at bats. That's next on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
When you hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the Nico IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
Back here at Dowling Park for the bottom of the first inning, where it will be Cameron Nohos, the right-hander from Morris College, pitching for the Oilmen here. He played for the Dewhawks this season and now is getting set for his first reps in the the Northern League. Pardon me, still used to last year's league term, but we'll get set at the lineups from both teams. For the Oilmen defensively, it'll be Clark in left field, Baker in center field, Deshazer in right. This is Coney third base, Marshall playing shortstop, Cannon playing second, Cosenza playing first. Behind the plate is Nick Anderson, and Nohos, the right-hander, on the mound. The Oilmen are led by Adam Enright. For the Crestwood Panthers, the home team here, it'll be Peter Fusick playing left field, batting first, Jimmy Gergoni batting second, playing third base, Connor Janik batting third, playing catcher as we get set for Fusick here, but Hunt batting fourth, playing right, as there's a ball called by Nohos.
One of the things that Crestwood did yesterday in their win was they were very patient at the plate. They took 13 walks as a team, and keep in mind that was a 7-inning ball game.
As we get set for the 1-0 pitch, that one bounces in, skips in, and we saw the Oilmen yesterday as well. Similar approach to facing the Joliet Generals. Maybe not beating them with extra base hits or anything, but 8 walks, that certainly puts the hitters in a good chance to win there. As the next pitch from Nohos, high is for ball 3. So Fusick already in the driver's seat in this at-bat, going up 3-0.
Well, it's all about getting on base, and that's especially important today when you're playing a game in such a big ballpark.
A 3-0 pitch. Called a strike, and as Josh mentioned, it's about 400 feet to dead center here, 330 to the foul poles, 375 to the gaps. So yeah, it's going to be hard to take one out here at Dowling Park, especially with the wind blowing inwards as we see here. Fusick takes ball 4 for the walk to batter number 1 as Jimmy Gergoni comes to the plate here. And the Panthers, now under the leadership of Devontae Glenn. He was on Isaac Valdez's staff last season. Now he's the skipper for the club, looking to make their second postseason appearance after qualifying for the first time last year. This first pitch to Gergoni is high for ball 1.
And Glenn was very, very upbeat about this opportunity. Got the chance to talk to him right before the season started, and he was just very, very excited to have his first chance, even though he got it very, very late in the offseason.
As we see the runner on first, Fusick off to a pretty big lead as that one is called a strike. Oilmen also under a new manager, but a familiar one, Adam Enright, coming back for his 5th season with the team, took a brief hiatus, and now as we see Nohos check up on the runner on first, but picked up his first win in the Enright era 2.0 last night, 9-3 fashion over Joliet, in what was a rematch of last season's championship series. And the 1-1 pitch, a little for a ball. We see the Oilmen check up, try to throw out the stolen base there, but Anderson's throw was a little off the mark, so that'll be a swipe bag for Peter Fusick.
Fusick was kind of teasing the Oilmen there. He was very jumpy at first base, looking like he was going to go. He kind of jumped out to a humongous lead, and once he left, there was no chance they were getting him even with a good throw.
So No Host looks towards the plate, fires this one in, bounces it in the left-handed batter's box. That's another ball. He's just looking to find the strike zone here as it counts 3-1. Nobody out here. Runner on second base here in the bottom of the first inning. Oilmen wearing their yellow jerseys for the second day in a row with gray pants, black caps. One on the outside part of the zone, but called a strike, so we go full here. Gargoni, the left-handed batter, or the right-handed batter facing the right-handed pitcher. No Host. He fires, swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Oilmen get the first out, courtesy of the K there from the right-hander. Despite the stolen base in that at-bat, now No Host can be a little more comfortable with one out in the inning. Going to bring Connor Janik up to the plate here, the Panthers catcher, stepping in the right-handed box. No Host looks over the runner on second as he steps off the rubber there, but no throw is made. See the Oilman second baseman, found Cannon, keeping him in check, creeping in there a little bit, but see now they focus on the plate. There's the first pitch to Janik, called a strike.
You know, we saw the swinging strike 3 there for Gargoni on that last at-bat. One of the things that Glenn emphasizes with his team is he doesn't like taking strike 3. He likes to be aggressive with 2 strikes. So look to see a lot of that here today for the Panthers.
And another look over from No Host, the runner on second base. No throw again.
Tell you what, Gargoni, you have to keep an eye on him at second base if you're the pitcher as he goes there.
So he's in motion and the bat is put on the ball, but that one will go foul by Janik. So we'll do over here. 0-2 is the count.
And even if you're not stealing a base, being on base and being a base stealer, this is why that is so important, because it gives the pitcher something else to think about. And when his mind is in different places and he can't be fully focused on the pitch that's coming, a lot of times that's when you run into mistakes.
So No Host settles for the 0-2 pitch, getting the sign from his catcher Anderson, who we saw as the designated hitter yesterday. Now he's putting on the gear behind the plate. That one looking for the corner spot, but that's a little too far outside for a ball. The Oilman pitching staff as a whole only had 3 walks yesterday, something Enright was pretty pleased about. Says that just sets up pretty well where you don't have to go too deep in your pitches, taking competitive at-bats. On the 1-2 pitch. That one will be a looking strikeout there, so No Host striking out back-to-back batters, puts himself in a good spot here with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. That brings Nico Pena, the Panthers center fielder, up to the plate.
Nico Pena is a guy that actually knows Coach Glenn very well. Pena played for Coach Glenn at Olive Harvey.
That one high and away for ball 1. We saw Pena with the Panthers last season, so some familiarity on this squad as well.
Coach Glenn praised Pena's work ethic before the season when I talked to him. Talked about how great he is just in terms of work ethic.
And this one gets past Anderson, so Fusick will get to third base pretty easily there on the pass ball. It's another ball on the count to Pena here. 2-0 is the count, with 2 outs here. No Host walked the first batter and then struck out the next 2.
Now with that man on third, that puts you in a position where really any base hit into the outfield scores a run.
And the 2-1 pitch flown away, so that goes out of play into the first base side. That makes it 2-1 now as Pena just put that one out of play. No Host steadies himself on the mound, looks over at the runner at third, now throws towards the plate. That one's spinning high and away. Had some movement on it, but not quite in the spot he would have liked. So that makes it a 3-1 count. Three-one pitch. That one's in the dirt for ball 4. So No Host bookends the strikeouts with 2 walks as he walked the leadoff batter, and now the 4 batter, Pena, puts runners on the corners with 2 outs here as the Jared Hunt stepping in the box here.
See, it's all about finding the pitch that you want to hit. It's not always about being overly patient or being overly aggressive at the plate. It's just about finding that one pitch that you're looking for.
No Host with the first pitch to Hunt. That one low for a ball. And we saw Oilman starting pitcher Jake Strouski last night walk the first batter of the game, then did not walk a single batter for the rest of his 5 innings on the mound. This one's cracked over to shortstop. Marshall gets a glove on it, throws over to second base, and that will retire the side there The Panthers get a couple of base runners on, but can't get anything across the plate. The score remains 0-0 after 1. You're watching on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the U.S. Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the USA. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW.
We're back here at Dowling Park for this matchup between the Northwest Indiana Oilmen and the Crestwood Panthers. Still scoreless after 1 here. Didn't get a chance to quite go through the Oilmen lineup on the top of the half of the inning, so we'll go, or the top of the first inning, so we'll go through it here in the second. The leadoff batter you saw was Chris Baker. He's playing center field. David Marshall was batting second, playing short. Charlie Cisconi batting third, playing third base as well. And now the batters you'll see this inning, batting fourth, playing catcher, is Nick Anderson. Chaz Clark's batting fifth, playing left field. Joe Cosenza is batting sixth, playing first base. Kyle Zarnett is the designated hitter, batting seventh. Tyler Falcanen bats eighth and is playing second base. CJ Deshazer rounds out the lineup, playing right field, batting ninth. And it'll be Cameron Nohos doing the pitching for the Oilmen. As you saw him last inning, had 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and got the ground out there. Maloney was able to get the Oilmen down in 1-2-3 fashion, 2 flyouts and a ground out. Now he faces Nick Anderson, who was pretty active last night as well, reaching base 4 times. As he flies that one well out of play here onto the concourse at Dowling Park. So they'll go down 0-1 in this count. Maloney steps into his windup, fires towards the plate, hits the corner. Now he goes 0-2. Good spot there from Maloney.
Something we saw Crestwood do a lot of yesterday, throwing a lot of strikes when pitching.
And the 0-2 pitch, this one cracked out to left center field. Looks like it's going to drop in play, so that'll be a base hit for Anderson, who's been rolling to start the season for the Oilmen.
Just got bat on the ball, and sometimes it's as simple just getting the bat on the ball and hitting it where they aren't, and that's exactly what he did there.
Anderson picking up where he left off last night. He had a double and a single, so now he gets his second base hit, or his second one-base hit in as many days, as Chaz Clark, the left-handed batter, steps up to the plate here. Clark, just about every Oilman, all but 2, reached base last night, and he was no exception there, getting on base 4 different times. He swings the first pitch he sees, puts that in the air, out of play, in foul territory, so that'll be an 0-1 count.
That hit a trash can and knocked a couple of cans off the trash can down that left field line.
Impressive spot from the lefty as Clark just finished his freshman season of college. He see Maloney check up on Anderson at first base. He gets back safely. He had to dive in there. Clark can play the outfield for the Oilmen and swings a pretty active bat, brings a lot of speed on the base paths as well. So he lifts that one in the air to shallow center field. We see Pena charging in on it, and he will secure that one for the first out of this inning.
That one hung up a little bit long there. Now, when a ball flies, when it flies shallow like that, those balls are going to be tougher to play today than you'd think because the wind's blowing in. That ball is kind of going to hang up in the air, and it's going to drop a lot sooner than you might expect. So look for some balls maybe to get kind of hung up in the air. Could fall into no man's land there between the infield and the outfield.
And now batting for the Oilmen will be the first baseman, Joe Cosenza. We saw him playing yesterday at third base, but again, playing on the other side of the corner infield as he puts that one just between the gap at third base and shortstop, just past the defenders there. So another base hit for the Oilmen. He advances Anderson to second base and puts himself on as well for Kyle Zarnett here, coming up with 2 men on and just 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Zarnett, the right-hander, using the red batting gloves. Steps in here, facing Maloney on the rubber, who finds himself in a little bit of trouble here in the top of the second.
He's looking for a ground ball here. It's what you're looking for.
We see the corner infielders playing in a little bit. Swing and a miss by Zarnett there. Looked like he had something low in the zone that he was just swinging way above.
One thing that's interesting to watch is you see the center fielder Nico Pena shaded slightly off to the left. That means there's a gap there in right center field. That could be where Zarnett is looking to put this ball.
Yeah, one pitch that will be called a strike too. That had some good movement on it by Maloney. Looked like it was going to be inside, then just broke in the last minute.
Maloney is one of only 3 guys that are on the Panthers this year that were on that team last year that made the playoffs.
And so now the 0-2 pitch as Maloney looks over to second base, fires towards the dish, and that one chopped over to shortstop. They get a handle on that. Throw over. That is off the mark and late. Gets past the first baseman. Anderson's going to come around and score. We see, or Clark gets over to third base there as the Oilmen put one up on the throwing error there. So that is the first run of the game. The Oilmen strike early here as Zarnett ends up on second base after that. That brings Tyler Famacanon up to the plate here, the second baseman for Northwest Indiana. He has 2 runners in scoring position with his team up a run, just 1 out here in the top of the second inning. First pitch from Maloney. High for a ball.
That was a very tough play over there at shortstop. And, of course, it's a long throw. He was charging the ball. It was a slow roller. That's not as easy a play as it looks.
One fouled away by Famacanon, and that's what the Oilmen did yesterday. Not exactly crushing the ball, but getting runners on through walks and good base hits, and then just good situational hitting with runners in scoring position, just sending a lot of runs across the plate by that, and it helps when 1 through 9 were hitting well. But that was something that Enright was pleased with, was that we were just doing a good job putting our hitters in positions to get opportunities with runners on base. As the pitch to Famacanon outside for a ball makes it a 2-1 count. Now the next pitch to the third baseman here. Swing and a miss. That'll make it a strike. Ball knotted up at 2 here. As Maloney stares down the plate, looking for the sign he wants from his catcher, Janik. Now launches it. Be away for a ball.
Interesting, it's only the second inning, but with the base open over at first base, Maloney's not going to want to give him something that he can drive here. Look for him to try to see if he can paint the corner here with this 3-2 pitch. And Maloney gets set for the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Famacanon was trying to drive that one, but could not connect. Makes the second out of the inning there. Now CJ Deshazer comes to the box with his team up a run. 2 runners on, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Deshazer, the right fielder for the club tonight. Left-handed batter, was batting out of the 2 spot yesterday. Finds himself in the 9 spot, then tinkering with the lineup a little bit as that one gets through the wickets of Janik. It'll make it a pretty easy play for Cosenza to come across the plate, score, and Zarnett gets to third base on the pass ball. So that one went through the 5-hole of the catcher and made it a pretty stand-up play for Cosenza to get over from third base. He didn't have to sprint too hard there or slide or anything, just was able to cross the plate, put a run on the board for his team. So Maloney gets ready for the 1-0 pitch. That one sent over to short, skips into the glove, thrown over, this one in time for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before the Oilmen put up a pair of runs. They now lead the Crestwood Panthers 2-0. You're listening to Oilman Baseball on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Beach is just too hot. I mean, God, look at it. It's making the sand burn, the mouth dry, the skin cry. I mean, everything's just... Oh, there's Coors Light. Well, mouth desert, meet ice cold beer. Mountain cold refreshment. That's chill.
The
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only one more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
Wait! Let me help! Land of Frost! Premium meat! Delicious! And no byproducts!
Toss it in.
Et moi?
Okay.
Whee!
Make a smart choice. Land of Frost Premium Meat.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
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 I am Ivy Tech Community College. Are you?
Leo Stoughter, Josh Lepowski back here at Dowling Park, home of the the Panthers playing here tonight. Normally home of the Vikings, but Crestwood using the field tonight as we get set a pretty sunny day here with the wind blowing, but looks like we have some great playing conditions as the Oilmen and Panthers squaring off on day 2 of the Northern League regular season. It'll be Conroy, Guniga, and Shastenberger coming to the plate for the Panthers. As No Host fires that one towards the plate and lifted up in fair territory.
Speaking of patience at the plate, Conroy had 3 walks yesterday in Crestwood's win over the American Giants out in Chicago.
That'll certainly help get the on-base percentage up and put your team in a good place to play. Is that one on a ball? Looks like Anderson was trying to frame that one in the strike zone, but did not get the call he wanted. So No Host steadies for the next pitch, the 2-0 pitch, or the 1-1 pitch, makes it 1-2. Is that one another foul ball? Two-1 is the count. No Host pitching on the windup. Does not get that where he wants it either. Just makes it even at 2 here. Oilmen put on 2 runs there in the top half of the second inning. Now they lead in the bottom, hoping their defense can keep them in the lead. It's the next pitch from No Host. Breaking ball, chopped over to second base. Fama Cannon gets it in the glove and makes it over to first base in time to retire the leadoff batter. So that was one that was breaking high in the strike zone. It looked like the batter got the top part of the ball, so it just bounced right down and was an easy play for the second baseman to make.
Yeah, and that's a pitch you almost kind of have to swing at. I mean, when you're down to 2 strikes, you have to swing at anything that's close to the strike zone. So he put the bat on the ball, but you put the ball in play enough, good things will continue to happen.
We see a strike on the outside corner. That's the next batter here, Joshua Aganiga.
Aganiga did a great job with the glove yesterday. Had a couple of highlight reel plays.
That one away for a ball. We saw him make the 3rd out in the top of the second inning. Going over to first. 1-1 pitch from No Host. Strike on the outside corner. He's doing a good job of hitting that spot as he's gone there a couple of times so far just in the first 5 or 6 batters he's faced tonight. Pitch outside. Evens the count at 2.
Aganiga had a really good play in the hole, right in that 5-6 hole down over on the left side of the infield.
As the 2-2 pitch goes outside, so he finds himself with a full count here.
Yesterday against Chicago was when that happened, and that's something that you need in that shortstop position. You need a lot of speed, need a lot of range, and he definitely shown that he can have that.
Here comes the payoff pitch. That one in the dirt for a walk. We saw No Host walk 2 batters last time up. This one comes with nobody on and just 1 out here, bringing Justin Shastenberger, the designated hitter, to the box. And the Oilmen pitching staff, just 3 walks last night, something they were very proud of. They're just doing a good job throwing strikes early in counts, and that put them in good spots just to attack the hitters, put the Generals' bats in the defensive. As this one squeaks out of the glove of Anderson and allows Aganiga to make it over to second base. So it'll be a ball.
Shastenberger was actually the winning pitcher yesterday in yesterday's win over Chicago.
And now he's doing some batting here in the 8th spot, facing Cameron No Host.
That's something we're seeing Crestwood do a lot of early in the season, is the pitchers that aren't pitching, having them DH. Maloney DH'd yesterday.
Yep. And he takes that one for a ball, and you're still waiting on some players to come back from their college seasons, and these players, I'm sure, have played the field bad at times, so maybe back in high school, but still getting active here, helping the team out before they're fully operational. And 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1.
Shastenberger is also a local kid. He's from Andrean High School, which is not too far from me. Only about, I'd say, 25 minutes or so away from where we are sitting right now.
Staying close to home here, playing for the Panthers here in Hammond tonight. And the 2-1 pitch from Nohos. Cracked over, foul in the third base side. So we go 2-2 here.
Panthers have had a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs in 2 consecutive innings, so they would love to make sure that they don't lose that opportunity once again.
No host steadies himself on the mound, looks at that runner on second base. He's off to a big lead. This one skied away in foul territory, goes just past the Oilmen bullpen in right field. The foul territory is pretty large here on either side here at Dowling Park, so that provides the defenders more room to try to make that play. But even this one was well out of the field. Just a large outfield too, so everybody has to be mindful of that. A well-hit ball in the gap can roll and turn in an extra bases pretty quick. As that one inside, chopped over to the pitcher. He steps off the mound, underhand tosses it over to first. Nohos helps out his own cause there, gets the second out, but the base runner does advance to third base. Still 2 outs here with Maury Garrett coming to the box. His team trails the Oilmen 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Garrett was one of those players we saw play for Crestwood last season, running it back with the club now in 2022. Nohos looks at the runner over at third base, 90 feet away from scoring. Floats the breaking ball in for a strike. Garrett now steps out of the box, gets a practice swing in, comes back in, ready to do battle again with the Oilman right-hander. And this pitch chopped away, foul, makes it an 0-2 count. Nohos wasting no time going at Garrett here with 2 outs in the inning.
We're seeing a lot of aggressiveness here for Crestwood, and that's, you got to try to keep putting the bat on the ball and putting the ball in play. You put the ball in play enough times, good things are going to happen. As the right-hander launches this one towards the plate outside for ball 1. Nohos plays for the Dewhawks of Loras College. They had a really good season this year. They played the University of Iowa at Iowa City and took them down. It was a pretty big upset, as you can imagine. Nohos did not play in that game, as one looked like it was a good pitch, but called just inside, makes it a 2-2 count. Garrett still in the defensive mode. That evens up the count with 2 outs here. They have their shortstop at third base. This one on the outside part of the zone makes it a full count. So he's going the distance here after finding himself down 0-2. Showed some good discipline at the plate to make things full. And you love to see that. You love to see that if you're Coach Glenn. Now the payoff pitch from Nohos. This one sent to center field. Baker with the hop and the grab makes the third out of the inning. So after getting one base runner on, the Panthers aren't able to scratch anything across the plate. They still trail 2-0. You're watching on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Yes! When it comes to Sunday, choose the right couch. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller time.
And we're back here at Dowling Park for the top of the third inning here between the Oilmen and the Panthers. It'll be the top. 1-2-3 batters. Baker Marshall and Coney at the plate for the Oilmen here. Just getting set to face Matt Maloney, who settled in last inning after giving up a pair of runs. Yep, just got the strikeout and the ground out. So and after his team went behind, he still did a good job getting out of there and limiting the damage.
Yeah, now that he's about to look at this order for the second time, that's a bit of a challenge for him. These guys have already seen what you have. They've been able to watch you from the dugout a little bit. So now they see what you have means maybe you got to change things up a little bit in this inning.
The first pitch from Maloney flown away for a first pitch strike.
That just missed the picnic table.
Baker, a 2014 graduate of Marian Catholic, played for the Spartans and now plays his college ball at Trinity Christian College for Adam Enright. He's played around the MCL as he takes that one for a strike. Spent some time with the Oilmen in the past. Now reunited here, or his college skipper here for the 2022 season. And the 0-2 pitch from Maloney, high for ball one.
You're continuing to see this Crestwood defense playing these Oilmen hitters to pull just a little bit.
And Baker sends that one in right field, drops just in front of Hunt for a base hit to the leadoff batter.
Simply a good piece of hitting right there. He turned on that ball, was able to poke it over into right field. That's ABC baseball right there. That's fundamentals.
And just a nice one down the line as Marshall steps into the box here. He grounded out to short last time up. So we see Baker getting off to a lead over at first base. Maloney looks over the shoulder at him, now turns his attention towards the plate and makes the relay throw over to first base as Baker slides back in. So the left-handed hitting Marshall is the focus at the plate, standing in at 6'3". Another pickoff move from Maloney over to first base, just as unsuccessful as the first time. So Maloney stays safe there.
Not a humongous lead. He's just trying to keep him honest over there at first base, making sure he doesn't get any ideas.
He still gets off, and now he's running before the pitch is thrown, and Baker finds the stolen bag there. Marshall was showing bunt there as the runner was in motion before the ball had even left the hand of Maloney. Now Marshall gets set. Baker still off at second base. Kind of decent lead, and Marshall lays down the bunt again, but that one goes foul. He should find himself down 0-2 here with the runner on second base.
Well, that 0-2 right there takes the bunt right out of the equation. It's going to take a base hit here to drive the runner home at the very least. But left-handed batter means he has a good chance to pull the ball to the right side of the infield, which is exactly what you want to do to get that runner to advance to third and make it a productive out if you end up committing an out here.
Now Maloney gets ready for the 0-2 pitch. Time was called by Marshall as he steps out of the box. Now he heads right back in. The wind blowing pretty hard inwards towards the batter. As now Maloney once again looking over at Baker at second base, just focused on the plate. Another foul ball by Marshall as he swings at that one away. So Maloney finds himself in a good spot here, trying to get out of this jam with the 1-2 count. Still plate umpire flashes that.
Strikeout will be big here because you don't want to have a ball be put in play and risk that runner advancing from second over to third base.
We saw last night Baker has some good speed on the base paths. Shortstop keeping him in check. Bender outside for ball two.
That's quite the cat and mouse game going on at second base. We see Aganiga over at shortstop. We talked a little bit about this last inning, about how agile he is over at second base. So that's one way you can keep a runner over at second base honest.
As we saw, Baker was pretty active last night. 3 walks. Marshall cracks that one foul into the just past the Panther bullpen in left field. Count remains 1-2. Maloney still in search of the first out here in the top of the third inning. Saw the Oilmen sneak a couple runs across the plate their last time batting. hoping to do the same here with the top of the order coming up.
We do actually see Cole Harmonson warming up in the bullpen for Crestwood.
And that one gets past Garrett at second base, rolls into the outfield. Baker rounds third base, comes across the plate, scores, make that 3-0 Oilmen off the base hit from Marshall. RBI single. It was a hard hit ball, kind of directly at Garrett, but he had to jump a little bit to his right and just got past him. Rolled out to center field, and that was all Baker needed to get around the third base and score. As Charlie Ciccone steps into the box here, he flew out to second base last time up, and he cracks that one out in the right field, just fair, rolls all the way out to the corner. This could be trouble for the Panthers, as we see Marshall's getting on his horse. He gets the green light to go home. Ciccone going for 3. That'll be an RBI triple from the Oilman third baseman. So the Oilmen scoring early, scoring often here as they are up to a 4-0 lead in the top of the third inning here. And Hammond for a big rip there. That was a first pitch swing, and that one was put in a great spot down the line. And we talk about how deep it is here at Dowling Park. That one rolled all the way to the fences. Anderson skies the first pitch he sees from Maloney. This one's in the infield. Aganiga charges in, gets the glove on that one for the first out of the inning.
It's one of those plays right there that looks a lot easier than it actually is. It's a much tougher play when you're up looking for when that wind is blowing in the way that it is.
And it almost sort of hits a wall and stops at certain points, so you might be expecting it to travel a little deeper, but then you have to run in and get the leather on it. But that was a good rip there by Ciccone there, as we talk about. He hit basically into the wind and just dropped right in fair territory, towing the line, and was all they needed to score, as Clark, another first pitch swing, puts this one in left field. Looks like Fusik's going to get under it. The relay throw keeps Ciccone at bay at third base. So now, after giving up the big triple, Maloney gets 2 quick outs on 2 pitches was all he needed, with Joe Cosenza coming to the plate here with 2 outs, a man on, his team up by 4. So Maloney gets set to face Cosenza here, who reached on an error last time up, eventually made his way all the way to third, takes that one inside for a ball. Cosenza actually reached on a single last time up and came around and scored. It was Zarnett then who reached on the error that scored the run. He cracks that one foul on the third base side of things. So 1-1 is the count at the plate. 2 outs here. Maloney trying to get out of here with the damage limited. 1-1 pitch. Chopped over to third base. Gergodi throws across his body. It pulls Conroy off the bag, but he applies the tag to get the third out of the inning. But the Oilmen put a pair of runs back on the board. They now lead the Crestwood Panthers 4-0. You're watching along on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network. Definitely road game, so I'll be on stage. Okay. Are you aiming, like, putting this by the top? I could, yeah. You just want to send me my email? Yeah, like, I just want, I'm going to take, like, a here for the bottom of the third inning after the Oilmen made it a little more lopsided here, putting 2 runs up in the top of the inning. Now it'll be the Panthers coming up to bat here, trailing 4 runs. This will be the top of the order. Fusick, Gargoni, and Janik doing the 1-2-3. That one called a ball off the inside corner of the plate.
Being down in the third is not unfamiliar territory in any way for Crestwood.
This one sent to right field just in front of Deshazer, and it takes a roll past him, talking about the expansive outfield. That's what we're seeing here. Fusick has second base, is going for more. He gets into third uncontested. That one looked like it could have been a pretty routine play for Deshazer, but he didn't get the right angle on it, and it rolled all the way to the wall. That's the dangers here of playing at Dowling Park.
Well, he was playing very shallow, number one, because of the wind blowing in, and number two, the sun is actually setting right in front of his face, so when a ball kind of is hit on a line like that very low, it can be a very tough play.
And the first pitch to Gargoni gets past the first baseman, Kazenza, rolls out near the bullpen and gets the run across the plate, so Crestwood answers quickly with an RBI single. Gargoni got a good rip on that one, sending it opposite field. You see Kazenza dove out to his left, but wasn't able to trap it. And made it all the way out to the wall. So now the Panthers have a man on, scored a run, and still not recorded an out yet as Connor Janik comes up to the box here, the right-hander. This one skipped in by Nohos, as very easily for Gargoni to get over to second base. We'll see how Nohos pitches after giving up his first run of the season. There's a little bit of activity in the Oilmen bullpen, so maybe they go. We'll see. Adam Enright just trying to get innings for his pitchers right now. So that one's called a ball. Said he wasn't necessarily too worried about how they're pitching, just about getting them in so far in this first week, just getting that experience factor. This is the youngster, the 2021 graduate of Andrean High School. Puts that one in for a strike. Makes the count 2-1. Saw Janik last time up, struck out looking to get the second out of the first inning. This pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. So Nohos finds himself in a good spot here. Evens the count up at 2. Battling back into this at bat. Janik staring him down. Runner on second base. 2-2 pitch. Low for a ball, so we'll go full.
And you got the meat of the lineup coming here up right here after Janik. And this is when Crestwood made their comeback yesterday against Chicago. They were down 3-0 in the third inning, had the first 10 men reach base, scored 8 runs, and then the rest was history.
And the payoff pitch outside for ball 4. So that's a walk from Nohos, who's still looking for the first out in this inning with Pena coming up to the plate. Oilmen still lead 4-1. Here comes Adam Enright out to the mound for a visit with his right-hander. So Nohos so far in his third inning of work. He has a pair of strikeouts to work with, but the walks have started to pile up a little bit. That was his 4th walk of the outing. Big extra base hit to start things off here. Now Enright returns to the dugout, still letting Nohos do the throwing up on the mound. Pena steps back into the box. Right-handed batter, facing the right-handed pitcher. Nohos looks over at the runner on second. Now launches this one towards the plate. Chopped over to third base as Coney charging in on it. Throws to second. The throw to first. In time, the Oilmen turn 2 there. A 5-4-3 twin killing. Puts Nohos in a good spot even though the runner gets over to third. He can breathe a little more comfortable as his defense helped him out a lot there. Oilmen have turned 2 double plays so far in the season. The defense has looked fine-tuned so far as Jared Hunt steps into the box. Now the pickoff move from Nohos, caught by Kazenza, but you sometimes worry about a team that hasn't played together, how the fluidity is going to be defensively, getting familiar with the patterns of how your teammates play, but 2 double plays in 2 games is pretty nice as the runner's in motion. This one put in the air to left field. Clark will get under that one, make the throw. All right, I misunderstood the sign there. That was not a double play. That was just 1 out. So now there's the second out of the inning. But that was just a 5-4-3 fielder's choice that put Pena on base, or 5-4, I should say.
Yeah, that was a tough play. That's a tough term when it's a high chopper like that and it's a slow ground ball like that. It's very, very difficult to turn that double play.
So now Conroy's in the box here. Takes a pitch from Nohos. 2 outs here. 4-1 is the score. Runners on the corners for Crestwood. Bottom of the 3rd inning, and this one fouled.
Conroy grounded out back in the 2nd inning.
He's looking to avoid that fate here as his team has a runner in scoring position. You see there's some activity in the Oilmen bullpen. This one away for a ball. Strouski, last night's starter, went 5 innings. With players coming in, you certainly see them have a build-up over the summer. That could be what we're seeing for Nohos. So that one called a strike. So he's trying to get out of this inning with just the 1 run across the plate. So he gets the sign from Anderson. Steadies himself on the mound and fires this one at the plate. Fouled away, so 2 strikes remain on the count.
Crestwood's a team that loves to battle deep into counts, and we're seeing that a lot today. We've seen 4 walks and added to the 13 yesterday, seeing a lot of deep counts, a lot of contact, a lot of those sorts of things. They're a team that loves to battle.
We're certainly seeing another battle as Conroy's making a lot of contact at the plate here. Just can't time it up right as that one called a ball. Still putting the bat on the ball, just hasn't got it where he wants it yet. So we have Gergoni on 3rd base, Pena on 1st, and that one's a strike. Nohos gets out of the jam there, gets the strikeout looking, so even after the Panthers put up a run, that's all they were able to do here in this inning. The Oilmen lead 4-1 here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
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 I am Ivy Tech Community College.
Are you?
Wait! Let me help! Land of Frost! Premium meat! Delicious! And no byproducts!
Toss it in.
Et moi?
Okay.
Whee!
Make a smart choice. Land of Frost Premium Meat.
Back here at Dowling Park, Leo Stoddard, Josh Lepowski here, as there's a new pitcher in the game for the Crestwood Panthers. Zach Hermanson comes in, so you can shut the book on Matt Maloney. Now Hermanson has his work cut out for him as the Oilmen lead the Panthers 4-1.
Cole Hermanson has the distinction of being a dual sport athlete. He's a dual sport athlete at Moraine Community College, originally from Shepherd High School in Alsip, Illinois.
Plays for the Cyclones over at Moraine Valley. Well, he's getting set to face Zarnett, Cannon, and Deshazer for the Oilmen. Pitches out of the lineup there, and Zarnett puts that one in foul territory, possibly playable in right field. That one, never mind, goes into the Oilman bullpen.
I think the wind probably had something to do with that. It was probably pushing it slightly towards that direction.
The wind now kind of going from left to right. This one carried a little bit, but then that extra space in foul territory gives the outfielders more room to work with as the 0-1 count here to Zarnett at the plate, who reached on an error last time up. This one inside for a ball. So the tall righty has Zarnett, the right-handed batter, with the 1-1 count. He's getting set at the plate here. Turns and throws towards the plate. This one dribbled over the third base. Gargoni gets the glove on it, throws across his body, and gets the out there. So a 5-3 putout to start the inning for Crestwood.
You know, a lot of times you watch a baseball game, you see the throw from third base to first base, you think, it's pretty routine. When you actually get out there and you see how long a throw that is, that's a very tough play. It's why they call it the hot corner. You have to have a very strong arm to play third base very effectively. Hung it on a line, no doubt about it, to first base.
We saw Gargoni was on the move, too, when he threw that. Had to speed in on it, get the throw in time, so good play there. So that's Tyler Foncannon at the plate here, and he sends that one right back over to short, and the throw made. This one just in time, gets him out for the second out of the inning. The Crestwood defense making some spectacular plays. Back-to-back batters.
Yeah, that's a ball that's tough because it's a slow roller, and Aganiga kind of had to wait on it to get there. And then when you have that guy booking it down the line, when you hit a ball to the left side of the infield, you know, that's part of why you have to be a very good fielder to play on the left side of the infield, regardless of what team you are on.
CJ Deshazer at the plate for the Oilmen here, the left-hander. Takes a strike there. He spent last season playing for the MCL Minutemen. Spent some time with the Oilmen in the past, in 2019. Now he's playing in Whiting again. It's now the pitch from Hermanson. Swing and a miss for strike two. Yeah, Crestwood defense picking up for their right-hander here as he put two moderately hit ground balls in play, and they were able to take care of those with some ease. So the 0-2 pitch to Deshazer. Away for ball one.
That was a chase pitch right there. I mean, you always want to throw strikes, but when you're on 0-2, you don't want to give him something down the middle. See if maybe he'll chase a breaking ball or chase a fastball up, because a fastball that's up, even if it's out of the zone, it's very enticing when it leaves the pitcher's hand, and you can fool a guy pretty easily.
And the 1-2 pitch from the right-hander, Hermanson, just misses for ball two. He was able to get two Oilman batters to swing on top of the ball and put it right on the turf here at Dowling Park. The mound is natural dirt, but everything else is artificial field turf. And Hermanson gets ready here. And that one comes inside. Looks like it gets a piece of Deshazer, so he will be awarded his base.
Just grazed him just a little bit, but it was enough to get him over to first base.
So with two outs, the Oilmen get a runner on with Chris Baker in the top of the order coming up now. Deshazer already getting off to a lead at first base. Baker took first base on a single last time up and eventually came around and scored. Takes a ball. First pitch he sees from Hermanson. From Maloney, he allowed 4 runs on 6 hits. 3 innings of work now here in the top of the 4th inning as there's the pickoff move attempted by Hermanson.
This is Hermanson's first appearance with the Panthers here this season. You see there's a big gap over in left center field if Baker can try to push the ball the other way.
And one outside for ball 2.
And with how expansive an outfield that this is, if you get a ball into the gap, it's going to roll for a while. And so that's why your goal is you want to try, you're not going to dry the ball, you just kind of want to poke the ball. Guys with gap-to-gap type power love playing in fields like this.
Hermanson checks up on the runner at first base. Gets back safely, had to slide a little bit there. So 2-0 is the count at the plate. Baker, the Oilman center fielder, lays off that one as it's called a strike. Good spot there on the corner. So make that a 2-1 count. 2 outs here. The Oilmen lead 4-1 in the top half of the 4th inning. Another throw over to first base by Hermanson. Deshazer still gets back safely. Deshazer had 2 walks and a single last night, scored twice. He chops this one back towards the mound. Hermanson gets under it, throws over to first in time, so that'll end the inning. So even though there was a hit by pitch, the Oilmen are unable to get any runs across the plate. They still lead the Crestwood Panthers 4-1. They're following along on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
When you hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NICA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
So now the Oilmen go to their bullpen here for the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be the left-hander Justin Johnson, 2021 graduate of Marion Catholic High School. For the starter, Cameron Nohas, 3 innings of work. He allowed just 1 run on 4 walks and 3 strikeouts, so a good day for the right-hander getting some work in here. And now Johnson inherits the mound with his team up 4-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Aganiga, Shastenberger, and Garrett coming to the plate for Crestwood. This one way outside for ball 1. Grabbed by Anderson, though.
Interesting delivery there. It's a bit of a sidearm delivery, which can throw a hitter off a little bit coming off of that different arm angle.
Another ball outside by Johnson. It's a pretty rapid delivery as well. Moves through the motions pretty quickly. As we see again, step back, kick, and throw outside for a ball. 3-0 is the count. He's just trying to locate the strike zone here. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Going in the dirt for ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk for the leadoff hitter for Crestwood. Always a good way to start an inning. Send Justin Shastenberger to the plate here. He grounded out to the pitcher, Nohas, last time up. Comes to the box here with a runner on base. Nobody out here. His team trailing 3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch from Johnson. Called a strike there, the first of the day for him. As the lefty takes a look at first base. Fires towards the plate. This one batted away, foul. He gets the 0-2 advantage in the count.
One thing that we see is that the left fielder is playing just slightly off of the line, so it means that that area of real estate right down the left field line is wide open for Shastenberger.
The 0-2 pitch outside, throw over to first. Unsuccessful there as Aganigas was able to get back to first base in time. It may not have been an intentional pickoff play, but the Oilmen tried it there and were not able to get the out.
And it keeps Aganiga honest. It's all about, just getting into the heads of your opponent.
1-2 pitch. Fouled away. So we'll stay 1-2.
Baseball is a game that is just so mental in every aspect. And, being on first base, you get in the head of the pitcher. You throw to first base, you get in the head of the batter. Make sure that you keep him honest. That's all what it's all about. I mean, baseball is probably the most complicated mind game I think you've ever seen.
And the 1-2 pitch to Shastenberger. Make that 2-2 as that one was high. Panthers doing a good job of making some walks here, getting runners on. Johnson looking to avoid walking back-to-back batters. As he gets that one low for a ball, so we go full here, 3-2. Shastenberger going in the distance here, facing the new pitcher, seeing what he has to work with. The payoff pitch will be inside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks for the home team. Brings Maury Garrett to the plate with 2 men on and nobody out here. Bottom of the 4th inning here in Hammond. Oilmen lead 4-1 here. Second game of the season after they took down Joliet 9-3 last night. They're trying to put another one in the win column here. Johnson steps off the rubber there, doesn't make a throw anywhere. Has runners on first and second. Facing Garrett, the man on the plate, who flew out to center field back in the 2nd inning. That one's in the dirt for ball 1.
You see the right fielder shaded, or center fielder shaded slightly over to the right center field side. Big gap there in straightaway center, all the way out into left center for Garrett. Should he try to poke the ball that way?
Johnson steps off again. Will now meet with his catcher, Anderson. We'll discuss some strategy here as the home plate umpire checks up. This will be recorded as a mound visit. No mound visit charge, pardon me. So Johnson here has walked back-to-back batters, just trying to get one out here before he has to face the top of the order from Crestwood. Garrett's the batter at the plate. Turning for another season with the Panthers. He shows bunt there, pulls away. That'll be called a ball, I believe. So 2-0 is the count at the plate. Crestwood bringing back several familiar players after they made the playoffs for the first time in team history last season. This time it's called a strike to throw over to second base. Gets past, or almost gets past their second baseman, Cannon there, but he was able to get the glove on it after missing it initially. So they're keeping Aganiga in check over there.
Baseball's a game of little things. Being able to get your glove on that ball to make sure that ball doesn't go to center field, risking guys advancing. Those are the little things that good teams do to win ball games.
Now the pitch, Garrett tips that one away, so they'll make it a 2-2 count. It looked like the runners were getting ready to go in motion on contact if Garrett could bunt that one in play, but he was unable to. So the Panthers' second baseman steps back in the box here, swinging the right-handed bat. Johnson, the lefty on the mound, looks at the runner on second base, launches this one towards the plate, gets it in time, gets it in the good spot for strike 3, gets him down looking. Looked like maybe the slider on the outside part of the zone just broke in for the first out here, and now at the top of the order coming up, the Oilmen have one out here.
Simply frozen. He was either looking for something different or he thought that ball was just outside of the strike zone. Regardless, froze him there for strike 3, a big strikeout to get the first out of the inning.
So now it's Peter Fusick as the runner's in motion. He chops that one over to second base. Cosenza steps on the bag, throws over to first base. That one's in time for a great double play, heads-up play to end the inning. So after 4 innings of play, the Oilmen still lead the Panthers 4-1 here. You're listening on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Beach is just too hot. I mean, God, look at it. It's making the sand burn, the mouth dry, the skin cry. I mean, everything's just... Oh, there's Coors Light. Well, mouth desert, meet ice cold beer. Mountain cold refreshment. That's chill.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
Wait! Let me hear Lando Frost. Premium meat. Delicious. And no byproducts.
Toss it in.
Et moi?
Okay.
Whee!
Make a smart choice. Lando Frost Premium Meat.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
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 I am Ivy Tech Community College.
Are you?
And welcome back here to Dowling Park in Hammond, Indiana. Josh Lebowski here with you, taking over play-by-play duties from Leo Stoudeker here for the 5th inning. The Northwest Indiana Oilmen up 4-1 on Crestwood here as we head to the start of the 5th inning. Cole Hermanson out for his 2nd inning of work. And he is set to face off against David Marshall to lead off this inning. As we see some warm-up tosses being thrown here by Hermanson here to start off this 5th inning. The Oilmen, a pair of runs in the 2nd inning, a pair of runs in the 3rd inning. Crestwood with a run in the bottom half of the 3rd inning to make it a 4-1 ballgame, and that's where we stand here in the bottom of the 5th inning. David Marshall comes in, stepping into the left-handed batter's box, wearing number 4 here for the Oilmen. About set to go here for the start of the 5th inning.
We saw Marshall last night had reached base 5 times and did so again in the 3rd inning. Came around and scored after getting a single.
First pitch is outside for a ball. It is 1-0 to Marshall. Marshall steps back in, black stained bat. 1 ball, no strikes, the pitch. Chopped back to the mound. How do you do? Throw over to first, and that's out number 1.
Hard piece of contact there by Marshall, but it was just sent right back up at the pitcher. He stepped off the mound and was able to get the nice throw there with plenty of time to spare.
Hermanson probably put his glove up more defensively out on the mound than he did. He was able to field that ball regardless. And that'll bring up Charlie Zakowny, wearing number 33.
See, pitchers are fielders too, as we saw Hermanson help out his own case there and get involved in the play.
Hey, they absolutely are. It's a ball outside. It's 1-0.
Saw Cisconi with a really good piece of contact last time up in the 3rd inning, a deep triple that scored a run for the Oilmen.
Cisconi out of Palos Heights, Illinois. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Cisconi. Cisconi had a 2 RBI triple back in the 3rd inning. Doesn't have guys on base, doesn't have the opportunity to do that here, but still looking to do damage. The pitch. That's outside. Ball 2, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike, top of the 5th inning here at Dowling Park in Hammond, Indiana. This game was moved from Riverside due to water on the field. Here's the pitch. And he drives that one deep over to right field, way back on the warning track, looking up and making the grab out in right field is Jared Hunt. Nice play. He gave it a ride, but goes down as an ordinary F9 in the scorebook.
That was a deep fly out too at maybe some of the other parks we see in the league. That might have gone over the fence, but here at Dowling Park with a deep outfield and the wind kind of blowing in, since Coney had to retreat back to the dugout there. We saw him with a similar loud fly out to right field last night that was caught at the Warding track, about 329 feet in a 330-foot park.
Brings up Nick Anderson. That's in there for a strike. A wide open stance for Anderson. Probably one of the most open batting stances I've ever seen.
The left foot is nearly outside of the box there.
That ball's in the dirt. It is 1-1 now on Nick Anderson. Hermanson in his first outing as a Crestwood Panther from Alsip, Illinois. Made 12 appearances this season at Moraine Valley Community College in baseball. That one's in the dirt for a ball, 2-1. As we mentioned, a 2-sport athlete, also made 15 appearances for the basketball team at Moraine Valley here this season as well. And choosing to play baseball this summer. Here's the pitch. Ball 3, 3-1. Also has those neon green accents on his cleats as well, so guy that's easy to spot in a crowd. He's tall, neon green cleats. Makes him very easy to spot. Defense playing relatively straight away with the exception of the center fielder. The pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 3-2.
He's doing a good job of pitching around the zone in this at-bat, not really hitting the same spot twice, going a few different locations to keep Anderson guessing.
Absolutely. Pena shaded slightly off to the left. Anderson tapping the bat on his back shoulder. And here's the pitch. In on the hands, and it's a looper back up the middle. Spin by Aguina. Throw to first, and they got him. Nice play by Aguina for the third out of the inning. He continues to flash the leather over at shortstop. We are halfway home here at Dowling Park. It is the Oilmen 4 and the Panthers 1. We'll be back after this timeout.
Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the USA. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW.
Sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
And welcome back to Dowling Park here in Hammond, Indiana. The Crestwood Panthers trailing the NWI Oilmen by the score of 4-1. Josh Lepowski here alongside Leo Stoudeker. And Stoudeker, what a play by Aguina there to end that fifth inning.
That was a good, smooth play by the shortstop there for Crestwood there. He was able to charge in and get the glove on it, then make the nice spin, throw in time on what was a pretty hard-hit ball over to short.
Aguina has done that a lot here over these last couple of days. That's his meal ticket in college right there, is flashing the leather over at shortstop.
And that certainly helps there because hitting is so difficult to do, but if you can always be confident defensively, especially as an underclassman, that can help you squeak your way into the lineup on a college staff.
There's always room for of course we're not in the big leagues, but a Gold Glove caliber fielder. Always room for that on any roster. That's a ball outside to Jimmy Gergoni. Jimmy Gergoni walked 4 times yesterday. That's outside for a ball, 2-0.
And you see it, most hitters are streaky, but defense should be consistent, and that'll always give you a reason to stay in the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what's so important about playing defensively, is you want to make sure that you're continually making the routine plays, and that's in there for a strike. 2 balls and a strike on Gergoni. Because a defensive miscue, you don't want to have him play more than 27 outs. You don't want to add outs. That's a ball outside, 3-1, because once you give him 30 outs, 31 outs, and you get 2, 3, 4 errors in a ball game, that hurts you down the line. 3 balls and a strike now on Gergoni. Hitters count, and that's inside ball 4. So Gergoni takes a walk.
And we saw Johnson with 2 walks in his first inning of work. Now starts off this one with another. So just finding the strike zone is something he's going to have to work on here if he wants to go deeper into this ball game.
That is 7 walks for Crestwood in this ball game, and that's becoming a pattern now at this ball club. Very patient at the plate, the pitch. That's high for a ball, 1-0. And one thing about that strategy that makes it work is that you get more traffic, more runners on the base paths. It allows you, when you put a ball in play, you're not just scoring 1 run, you're scoring 2, 3, 4 at times. The pitch. Up and away for a ball, 2-0.
And talking about defense, the last batter up, errors and walks are 2 things managers can always get mad at seeing a lot of those. Those add up after a while because you're just forcing your pitching staff to throw even more.
Pitch to Janik. He slashes one over to right field, and that ball's going to fall. It's going to roll for days all the way to the wall. Rounding second, heading for third is Gergoni. The ball is finally picked up. Is Connor Janik.
We've seen a couple of difficult plays in right field for CJ Deshazer. That one was when he looked like he lined up properly, but again, the sun setting, going directly towards right field, he kind of had to lean to his left, and that rolled just past his glove into the corner.
Well, now runners at second and third here for the next batter in the lineup, Nico Pena, with a golden opportunity to cut this lead down just a little bit. The pitch. Slashes that one foul off to the right.
And the Panthers, trailing by 3 here, are gifted an opportunity now to try to come back in it. This is one of those junctions in a game where if you're the Oilmen and get out of it, you gain a lot of momentum. If you're Crestwood and you don't get any runs out of it, you probably feel a little dejected. So a lot could ride on this situation here in just the 5th inning.
The pitch. Check swing, did he go? They say he went around. Strike 3.
So that'll help Johnson as he gets the out there without having to put the ball in play now. Still a lot of room to climb with 2 outs needing to get out of this inning, but he gets the first one.
And I'll bring up Jared Hunt, who's making his debut today for Crestwood on the season. Squares to bunt. Pulls back in time. It's ball 1. Jared Hunt crowds the plate a lot when he is at the plate, which makes it challenging for a pitcher at times. When you're crowding the plate so closely, makes that target just a little bit smaller on the inside part of the plate. 1-0 on Jared Hunt. The pitch, and he slashes that one foul off to the right, off of that very tall netting down the right field line. Say it's about, that's probably a good 40 feet of netting. Justin Johnson finds himself in a big jam right here. 1-1, the pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
That'll help Johnson's cause. That one looked like it was probably going to be high for a baller. That was strike 3 there as it was high and away, and he got Hunt to go chasing at the plate.
Well, that indeed was strike 3. That'll bring up Sean Conroy.
So back-to-back strikeouts for Johnson after giving up some early trouble. Now he finds himself in a good position here to get out with just the 2 hits.
Sean Conroy looking to put a ball in the outfield here. The first pitch is in there for a strike only. He's got a big gap over in left center field. Runners at second and third. We got Gergoni at third, Connor Janik at second. The pitch. And that's outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes on Conroy. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Conroy, bright red batting gloves. Here's the pitch. That's a strike.
Some good movement on that one by Johnson to backdoor it in for a strike. Finds himself at the upper hand in this count, 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Johnson sets at his belt and fires. That's a little bit outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Crestwood trails 4-1. The pitch. Swing and a line drive foul. Off to the right now to play. Panthers have left guys on base in every inning thus far. Have not had a 1-2-3 inning, but they only have 1 run to show for it. The pitch. Way up and away. Ball 3. Full count on Conroy.
And runners left on, that is another stat that adds up as the game goes on. If you continually squander those opportunities, that gives the pitching staff some confidence and just something that frustrates hitters and coaches quite a bit.
No, it does. Aganiga is on deck. Should Conroy find a way to reach? The center fielder is shaded way out into right center field, so Conroy's got a huge gap in left and center field to pitch. And that hits his elbow. And Conroy's going to go to first, and that'll load the bases for Joshua Aganiga.
This is a big spot for Aganiga here. It doesn't necessarily have to crush the ball, just put anything in play. Base hit scores at least 1 run and keeps the line moving for Crestwood.
It absolutely does. That's what's so important with 2 outs, is you don't want to try to do too much with the ball. You just want to try to keep the line moving. And with the bases loaded and with the wind blowing in the way that it is, you just want to try to see if you can try to poke the ball into the outfield. First pitch to Agoniga is outside for a ball. Agoniga has walked twice today. Crestwood, again, a team that, is kind of pesky with the way that they take walks. That's high for a ball, 2-0. Agoniga ahead in the count here. With Crestwood trailing by 3. He's got a golden opportunity here. Has a shin guard there on his front leg. Pretty even stance. Here's the pitch. Ball 3 outside, 3-0. There's no place to put him now. Wonder if you're going to give Agoniga the green light here. He has to throw a strike here because of the fact that the bases are loaded. Can't afford to do much. Bases are loaded. 3 balls, no strike count here in Agoniga. Johnson looks in and fires. There's a strike. Agoniga took a pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike. Bottom of the 5th inning here at Dowling Park in Hammond, Indiana. Johnson fires. There's a strike. The inside corner, he's run it back full.
And 2 good pitches from Johnson, putting them low in the zone too, so even if Agoniga made contact, it was probably something that was going to be on the ground anyway.
Agoniga doesn't want to waste this opportunity. The pitch, fouls it back. Stays alive that time.
So we saw 2 straight low pitches, and that one was high and away, so he was trying to catch him guessing there, going with the different location, but he was still able to get a bat on it and keep this at-bat going.
So relatively early in the ball game, but this is a huge at-bat right here. It's a 3-run ball game here in the 5th inning. Crestwood, you're not sure how many of these opportunities you're going to get in a night, so they want to take advantage of it. Johnson fires, runners go, and he fouls that back into the screen. Runners are going to be in motion as soon as the pitcher moves, so that gives another advantage to Agoniga if he can put a ball into the gap right here. I mean, that virtually guarantees anyone is going to score because with how deep these fences are, and also with the fact that all the runners are going to have a head start, any ball in the gap here virtually should tie the game. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Agoniga, not a huge fan of that call. But the Panthers leave them loaded here in the 5th. We head to the 6th. It's the Oilmen 4 and the Panthers 1. We're back after this timeout.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
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 I am Ivy Tech Community College.
Are you?
Wait! Let me help! Land of Frost! Premium meat! Delicious! And no byproducts!
Toss it in.
Et moi?
Okay.
Whee!
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium Meat.
Leo Soderher, Josh Lepowski back with you here at Dowling Park, where the Northwest Indiana Oilmen lead the Crestwood Panthers 4-1, and that certainly was a situation where it felt like Crestwood could have changed that, and now for the Oilmen, you might be moving full steam ahead after getting out of the bases-loaded jam without any runners crossing the plate.
Yeah, that's a inning where you're breathing a huge sigh of relief going back to the dugout. It's a 4-1 ball game, but this very easily could be a lot more than that if you're Crestwood.
So we saw Justin Johnson doing a good job of getting the strikeout there to end the inning. Get him striking out looking, was able to float what looked like maybe a slider in the back door, and home plate umpire made the call. And now the Panthers have to just keep the defense up here, as they were able to get a 1-2-3 inning last time. It'll be Clark, Kazenza, and Zarnett to start things off for the Oilmen. Chaz Clark has a pair of flyouts this evening, late afternoon, or early evening, I guess you could say. 5 o'clock start time here at Dowling. So we're about an hour and a half into this game, and we're halfway through it. The sun is starting to set. That's caused a couple of difficult plays for the corner outfielders, but we're moving along here as day 2 of the Northern League 2022 season. Both teams 1-0 here. Something's going to have to give, as one of them will add one to the loss column. Chaz Clark steps into the box here, the left-hander. Played high school ball at Marist High School for Cal Sefcik, his head coach. His son plays for the Southland Vikings. Luke Sefcik plays at Central Michigan University. It's a pretty solid shortstop, as well as the pitch to Clark, away for a ball.
Of course, you're talking about those outfielders. That sun has moved behind some clouds now, just behind us, off to our left. So that's going to make outfield plays slightly easier if you're in right.
Clark flares this one out to left field. We see Fusick gets under it for the first out of the inning, so another fly out for the Oilmen left fielder. And it'll bring Joe Kazenza to the plate here, playing first base today. He reached base with a single in the second inning and grounded out to short back in the third inning.
Righty on righty matchup here this time.
See, Hermanson's looked pretty solid, being able to execute a lot of contact on the rubber. And here comes the first pitch to Kazenza. He fouls this one away, back behind home plate. So he'll go down 0-1. Hermanson nods in approval for the sign from Janik. Steps in, turns, and launches the bender up high for ball 1. When he goes into his set position, he almost turns his body all the way back and then unscrews himself as he pivots towards the plate.
Definition of a windup there.
Yeah. Not the overhead windup, more of the cross body, and there it is. This one put on the ground over to Aganiga at shortstop, and he puts it up to first base in time, so a 6-3 ground out for Kazenza. So just like that, Hermanson executing the contact, moving through the first 2 batters here on the top of the 6th inning with his team trailing 4-1.
You know, we haven't seen a whole lot of hard contact for either team in this game. You know, a lot of those hits have been just, it's all about not necessarily getting hits as much as when you get them. You need to get them at the right time, and the Oilmen have done a good job of having timely hitting in this ballgame.
And here comes Kyle Zarnett, who reached on an error back in the second inning. This one back over to shortstop. He's moving over, charging in his Aganiga. This one pulls the man off the bag, and that's the second time we've seen Zarnett reach on an error today. He's still getting on base. Pulled the man off the bag there.
He probably would have been safe anyway, regardless. That's a tough play. Charging, having to field it that way.
Now it'll be Tyler Filmcannon at the plate here with a man on, 2 outs. And now Zarnett in motion there, tries to swipe second base. The throw gets past the man there, and he'll go over to third base. So gets 2 bags for the price of 1 there. Now the Oilmen in an advantageous spot here with a man 90 feet from home plate. What the Panthers could get out of this, as there are 2 outs in the inning. Hermanson has to focus on the batter at the plate here. That one low and away for a ball.
And we talked a bit how errors can change games in a sense. You went from 2 outs, a man on first, not really a chance to score, to all of a sudden any ball in the outfield does score a run with 2 outs.
See if the Oilmen can capitalize on this position. A 3-run lead is big, but not a lot of room to breathe here, as this one sent back to Aganiga at the shortstop. 3 plays have gone his way, and he gets the out there. So despite getting a man on third base, the Oilmen can't get anything across the plate. Stick around to see how Crestwood answers as they trail 4-1. You're listening on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Football legend Tom Flores, a.k.a. the Iceman, a.k.a. the first Latino quarterback and head coach ever, a.k.a. why isn't he in the hall yet? Well, Coors Light is going to do something about it.
I'll drink to that. Have a student headed to college this fall? If so, you probably have questions, and the best place to find answers is Ivy Tech Community College. Ivy Tech is in your community and offers hundreds of options. Best of all, our tuition is a fraction of the cost of other colleges. Complete a free application today.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasted, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded!
Make a smart choice. Land of Frost premium meat.
These days, it's recommended that you keep your social circle small. Of course, as the original light beer, we've always recommended that. It's Miller time.
And we're back here for the bottom of the 6th inning, and this new pitcher in the game for the Oilmen, it'll be Matt Strouski. Comes in after Justin Johnson had 2 good innings of work, striking out 4. And he had a big strikeout in the last batter he'd faced with the bases loaded. So now it'll be Shastenberger, Garrett, and Fusick at the plate for the Panthers. They're trailing 3 runs here as these opportunities at the plate are starting to get more precious later in the game. The first pitch from Strouski. Away for a ball. Strouski, a 2018 graduate of Lockport Township, plays collegiately at Trinity Christian, as does his brother Jake. Both played for the Porters and now play for Enright at Trinity, as that one called a strike. We saw Jake Ostrowski do a good job on the start yesterday, going 5 innings, just the 1 walk, and now it's Matt's turn to do the throwing. It's the sidearm motion, and it'll be called a ball. So now the 2-1 pitch to Shastenberger. Outside, makes it 3-1. He walked last time up against Johnson. In the position to maybe do that again here. And the 3-1 pitch. Bounced over to third base. That one goes foul, so we'll have the full count here. So against a new pitcher going the distance, that's something that will really help your team out, taxing his pitch kind of a little bit and seeing what he has to work with.
Yeah, that's what a leadoff hitter in a ball game and a leadoff hitter, whenever a new pitcher comes in, wants to do is they want to try to make him throw pitches, show you guys what he has.
And the payoff pitch, that one chopped back over to third base as Coney charges in on it, launches it to first, and it's there in time for the putout.
That was a bullet from third to first.
It was thrown on a dart, as it looked like maybe he was a little late getting in on it, and so he had to make the throw in time. And I'd love to see what the radar gun would have to say on that one, as that was a scorched ball by Cisconi there to Kazenza in time.
I think the pitchers on his collegiate team are wondering, man, is he going to take my job after that was over?
A lot of good action on that fastball there as Maury Garrett steps in the box. The right-hander struck out looking last time up. He sends that one right back up to Ostrowski, bounces off the hands of him. He gets it, will not attempt the throw there, as that might have caught him off guard a little bit. He was able to block it, but was not able to regain control of it on the recovery. So maybe if he gets out of the way, lets it get up to his second baseman, maybe the throw could be made. But Garrett has a lot of speed. He was able to get on the base anyway. Now the first pitch to Fusick, the leadoff hitter. He grounded into a double play to end the 4th inning in his last at-bat. Now the pitch from Ostrowski is Garrett's in motion. Anderson guns it over to second base. The tag is applied, and he's out there. Caught stealing is Maury Garrett for the second out of the inning. So even though that was called a ball at the plate, Ostrowski was still able to get something good to come out of it as Nick Anderson knocked down the runner on base. Strouski now with the clear base paths. His team leads 4-1, 2 outs in this inning. Floats that one in for a ball. Two-0 is the count at the plate. Next pitch. On the corner for a strike. Good spot there going across the zone. Painting the black a little bit was Anderson at catcher. Some sun peeking out through the clouds here. That one's called a strike too. Going on the inside corner now. Strouski going all over the zone. Has the count evened up at 2 here. Looking for the third out of this inning. Here comes the breakthrough pitch. Outside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks, or back-to-back base runners for Crestwood. A single and a walk. Garrett, the man who hit the single, was caught stealing at second base. So still 2 outs here with Jimmy Gergoni coming to the plate here.
Crestwood continuing to get guys on base. They've done so in every inning thus far.
The Oilmen pitchers have done a good job throwing with runners on base. We saw maybe none better than Justin Johnson with the bases juiced. Was able to get out of that situation unscathed. Then we'll see what Matt Strouski can do here. The 1-0 pitch. Another runner in motion. Anderson makes the throw. This one not in time. Stolen base for Fusick. That was low for a ball. 1-1 is the count at the plate. And the pitch from Ostrowski. Low for a ball. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here. The Oilmen lead the Panthers 4-1. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. They'll make it 3-1. Strouski just wasn't able to get that one in the zone. Outside. A 3-1 pitch. That one's upstairs for ball 4, so back-to-back walks for Crestwood.
Back-to-back walks. They just keep getting guys on base, and the rule of thumb would say you keep getting guys on base, eventually you're going to drive them in at some point.
They've just been consistently doing it. Oilmen pitchers doing a good job of shortening up their approach when they do have the runners on base, just getting out by whatever means possible. And now this is Connor Janik at the plate.
It's, by my count, 9 walks today for Crestwood, continuing that trend from yesterday of drawing a lot of walks.
Janik watches that one go by on the outside corner of the strike zone for strike 1. He doubled last time up. The Panthers would be happy if he provides another extra base hit here with 2 men on. And the 0-1 pitch from Ostrowski just misses the corner there, makes it 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike. Janik saw what happened last inning. He doesn't want a repeat of that. He doesn't want to miss opportunities the way Crestwood has tonight.
Strouski checks up on the base runners. Floats that one in for strike 2. Swing and a miss. Had a little bit of movement. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. That ball batted into play over to second base. McCannon just lofts that one over to first base to get out of the inning. So after getting some base runners on, the Panthers are unable to score any other runs. The Oilmen will look to extend their lead. That's next on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
When you hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NICA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
Eric Carlson enters the game for Crestwood, throwing on the mound, the right-hander. Saw some action yesterday. He'll be facing C.J. Deshazer, Chris Baker, and David Marshall for the Oilmen. They lead 4-1 here in the top half of the 7th inning, in search of their second win of the season. Adam Enright said this was probably, referring to last night's lineup, which is pretty much the same today, at least position player-wise, that it's probably the best lineup he's had for day one of a season, with players coming back from college and whatnot. And he just felt they had a very deep group and were able to do a lot of things right yesterday. And they certainly did, as they took down the Joliet Generals 9-3. They're looking for a similar result here as they lead, and we move into the back third of this ballgame here in the top of the 7th.
And looking back on Cole Hermanson, he pitched 3 innings, no runs, 1 hit, no walks. Very good outing there for Hermanson.
That was a good job by Hermanson to kind of stop some of the momentum the Oilmen were getting, as they were able to kind of pepper some hits across the board the first 3 innings, but then Hermanson did a good job of not really letting any base runners on.
And Eric Carlson, who pitched yesterday, Eric Carlson pitched very solid in his first 2 innings of work. He gave up a leadoff home run, but then retired the next 6 batters in a row, finishing 2 innings of work yesterday.
Yeah, it's not a bad way after a rocky start to just shut the door then, not let the confidence get shaken up too much. So we'll see Deshazer coming up here. It's the new pitcher getting some last-minute warm-up throws in. And we'll see how he looks today, pitching on back-to-back days. Sometimes you maybe lose a little something off your fastball. Your pitches might not have the same movement, but it's just about powering through it a little bit. It's all about the stamina at this point.
Well, yeah, but he did not throw a ton of pitches yesterday. Keep that in mind, because of the fact that he only faced 7 batters yesterday over his 2 innings.
Yeah.
A few less pitches means that he, probably has a little bit more gas in the tank than you normally would in a ball game like this.
That's what summer ball is for, is just getting work in, working on back-to-back days. You're getting your money's worth out of that, but getting some more experience, just getting the reps in. You can try some different stuff, too, when you're just getting those extra opportunities, as Deshazer steps into the right-handed box here.
Reps for both players and broadcasters alike.
Of course. So that's what it's all about here. Lots of action here. The Oilmen will be back here at Dowling tomorrow, facing the Southland Vikings. Another great installation on what's grown to be a pretty good rivalry over the course of the league's history. And it'll be back at 5 o'clock tomorrow if the weather permits. And that one to the Shazer called a strike.
And Crestwood, weather permitting, is scheduled to be back at Dowling on Thursday to play Southland. Tomorrow's game against Lake County was canceled due to field conditions at Riverside.
Now the 0-1 pitch to Shazer, bounced in for a ball. We saw the Vikings got the win over the new kids on the block, the Lake County Corn Dogs, yesterday.
Super exciting to see a team in Crown Point. See a new team and see the energy around that team. Always great to see in this league.
That one's fouled away, and it'll be exciting to get out to the new stadium. The Oilmen will be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Just it's supposed to be state-of-the-art, and great to see what's brewing in Crown Point as they...
I gotta wait till July to get out there.
Oh man, you're missing out then.
I'm just saving the best for last.
The 1-2 pitch to the Deshazer. That one skips past the glove of Aganiga. And that's a base hit for the leadoff man for the Oilmen. Now that brings the top of the order up. A good piece of contact there by Deshazer as it was put between the two defenders by the Panthers, and was just able to get him on. And Chris Baker's reached on a single in the 3rd inning, came around and scored, grounded out to the pitcher last time up back in the 4th inning. So takes that one outside for a ball from Carlson. Deshazer steps out, body length away from the base path first. And one upstairs for ball 2 to Baker. Chris Baker has played for the Oilmen in the past as well. Has a lot of familiarity with Adam Enright, playing for him both summer ball and collegiately. He puts that one in the air. That goes into left center field. Fusick will get under it. Keeps Baker at first base. Or keeps Deshazer at first base, I should say. So that'll send David Marshall into the box here with one man on and one out in the top of the 7th inning. The Oilmen still lead the Panthers 4-1. And so Carlson getting set to face Marshall for the first time. Battle of the Fours here. Each of them wears the same jersey number.
Eric Carlson from River Forest, Illinois, just across the state line.
That one in the dirt for ball one. Deshazer in motion, goes for the stolen base, and he's caught there. Was unable to swim over the tag. So now 2 outs here. Puts Carlson in a good spot here. A 1-0 count, but with 2 outs here. A well-timed throw by Janik behind the plate as well.
Well-timed throw, good tag, everything, all just fundamental baseball right there.
Pitch from Carlson outside for ball 2. Or for ball 1, I should say. Next pitch from the righty. That's in the dirt, makes it a ball. So we'll see how Marshall's approach changes. Now he's not hitting with a man on, hitting with 2 outs. He's trying to keep the inning alive. Takes that one for a strike, makes it 2-2. So he's going into attack mode. Swing and miss for strike 3, or it looks like he got a piece of contact on that, so he'll stay alive here. They just barely tipped it, I should say.
It's all about staying alive. When you're at the plate, getting the bat on the ball, that's just so important in every aspect of the game.
So he'll get another look at Eric Carlson, the right-hander. Chops that one foul to the left side of the diamond, out of play.
Defense playing straight away for Crestwood here this time. Except Pena again sheeted slightly off to the right. Not quite in line with straightaway center.
And now the pitch to Marshall. He ropes that one just foul on the third base side. Gergoni tried to make a play on it, but it got past his glove and then dropped away from the foul line.
Looks like we got Cole Hermanson going out to retrieve one of those foul balls.
He's wandering out into the concrete area, back on the left field side of things. And the next pitch to Marshall. Another foul ball. This one near the Crestwood bullpen. Oh, Hermanson was able to get to it.
Already there?
Conveniently there, yep.
Now he's already pitched. He's pitched his 3 innings. He's not going to come back in the ballgame, so good to get 3 more. Good to help out with that.
So the 2-2 pitch yet again. A lengthy at-bat by Marshall at the plate with 2 outs here. Another foul ball, so he just continues to battle with Carlson. He's making contact here, but just hasn't timed it up right. So the left-handed batter putting things to the left side, that tells you he's maybe swinging a little late on these pitches.
Maybe he is, but he's continuing to do that, and that's big with a guy like Carlson who's pitching on his 2nd day in a row. You know, keep making him throw more pitches, more pitches, more pitches.
Yes. See the home plate umpire signals something. Is Marshall still in the box here? He's just really working the count here. That pitch away for ball 4, so Marshall, after the lengthy at-bat, comes out on top there, extends the inning for the Oilmen.
And well, that's why you keep going. That's why you keep battling, even when you're down in the count. You try to get something positive like a walk out of that. Get on base, help your on-base percentage, but most importantly, keeps the inning alive and gives your team a chance to do something.
Charlie Cisconi is going to come in, try to get some hacks. We saw him with a deep fly out to right field last time up. Has been swinging the bat well the first 2 days of this season. Takes that one for a ball. Marshall, the runner on first base. Was off to a lead there, now returns to the bag. The Oilmen have not scored since the third inning. Looking to put maybe some insurance tallies on the board here, as that one's called a strike.
Insurance runs are important with how many runners that the Panthers get on base. You get 2 or 3 guys on base, hit up all over the fence, all of a sudden tie ball game where they take the lead. So insurance is definitely very, very important for the Oilmen in this instance.
The 1-1 pitch to Sisconi, put in the center field. That one's going to drop just ahead of Fusick, and that advances the base runner and keeps the line moving for the Oilmen. 2-out single by Sisconi. The lefty went up field there and got on base.
Keeping the inning alive.
Now up comes Nick Anderson to the plate here. He singled, came around and scored in the second inning and flew out in the third and grounded out back in the fifth. He's up to the plate here with 2 outs, 2 men on, and his team leading 4-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. Pitch from Carlson, fouled away by Anderson. So 0-1 is the count to Anderson at the plate. Sisconi and Marshall on the bases. And the pitch to the Oilman right-hander. Put in the air pretty high. That's playable for Gergoni. He gets under that for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Oilmen get some men on but can't get anything across the plate. They still lead the Crestwood Panthers 4-1. We'll see how they answer in the bottom of the 7th. That's next on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
When you hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NICA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
And we're back here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Matt Strouski still throwing on the mound for the Oilmen. They still lead 4-1. They had a chance to score with 2 outs back last time up, but were unable to do it. The Panthers just were able to get the fly out, or then foul territory, to end that rally. And we'll see what Strouski does here on the mound, as he was put some runners on, but was able to get out of the jam there. 2 runners on with 2 outs, and used a ground out to second base. But so things are starting to get trickier for Crestwood here, as you're down about 9 outs left, still trailing 3 runs.
Yeah, they're just continuing to run out of outs, and that's something that definitely just continues to be a problem. You get later into a ball game, you start to get a little bit more desperate. And also, it's just a challenging day to hit overall. It's a little bit unseasonably cool, winds blowing in. So, not an ideal scenario, but at the same time, you've gotten a lot of guys on base. So, there's no reason not to feel optimistic if you're Crestwood in a lot of ways.
Nico Pena will be doing the swinging from the right-handed box. He takes that one inside for a strike. Looping curveball there by Strouski. Was looking to come pretty inside, then just broke in for a strike. That one chopped over to third base as Coney charging in on it, but that's foul for strike 2.
And 2 strike counts are very, very tough to come back from, because when 2 strikes comes up, your whole mentality as a hitter completely changes. You go from, attack mode to all of a sudden you're in defensive mode. You're trying not to strike out. You want to try to put the ball in place. So, you're not quite as comfortable as a hitter, and you have to be ready for pretty much anything coming at you.
Now the 0-2 pitch to Pena, outside for ball 1. Strouski can afford to waste the pitch there.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times why you see batters, their average goes down. And 0-2 counts, 1-2 counts like that.
1-2 pitch away for ball 2. So now things are even up at 2 to Pena here. He struck out last time up in the 5th inning. And Strouski fires this one, put in the air in foul territory on the first base side. Cosenza slides in but was unable to secure that one as it rolls away. Deep territory, so that was maybe another ballpark. That would have been 3 rows into the stands, but here at Dowling Park, that was still playable for the Oilmen first baseman.
And that's a showing right there of why having a lot of foul territory, how they can change the game.
So now the 2-2 delivery from Strouski. That's strike 3, gets him down looking. Strouski starts off the inning with an authoritative strikeout. That'll bring Jared Hunt to the box here with 1 out and nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pena just watched that breaking ball go by as Hunt takes that one for a ball.
Panthers looking to try to get somebody on base here. When you're down by 3 runs, it's just all about keeping the line moving and getting ducks on the pond.
That curveball, once again, Strouski throwing that one with some good bite. Starting inside against these hitters and sending it over the zone makes it a 1-1 count.
And that makes, especially when you have a hitter that's crowding the plate, the way that Jared Hunt is, when a ball kind of cuts from inside over the middle of the plate like that, that's just a tough pitch to pick up, and it's a tough pitch to pull the trigger on because it feels like it's right in on you and you don't feel like you can get the barrel on it.
Oh yeah, and the 1-1 pitch by Hunt, taken for a ball. Laid off that one.
Like I talked about, baseball is just like, it's an overly complicated mind game is the best way to describe it. It's all about just, outthinking your opponent in a lot of ways.
That pitch way outside for ball 3. Looking at 3-1. Might have had too much motion on that pitch as that one went well outside and almost past Anderson, the catcher. So now Strouski settles for the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So we are full here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jared Hunt at the plate. Matt Strouski on the mound. Gets him to put that one in the air in the right field, just foul. So we'll do the payoff pitch over again.
That ball might have been fair on another day with the way that the wind's blowing.
But yeah, going from left to right here, that one just got pushed near the Oilman bullpen. So Strouski gets the sign from Anderson for the 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Outside, ball 4. Looked like he was trying to get him to chase one away, but Hunt laid off it. Puts his team in a good position here with Conroy coming in the box with a man on and 1 out.
That's 10 walks on the day for Crestwood.
And that certainly makes it tougher, the fact that they haven't scored, that you're getting so many men on base without even having to put the ball in play. You can't only get more than 1 run across the plate. That one taken for a ball.
But even in a game like this, you still have that aspect because you feel like if you're Crestwood, you're like, we know how to get on base. We just need to make sure that we get a hit when somebody does get on base. So it makes things feel a lot more optimistic whenever you have that.
We see a Strouski checkup on the runner on first. He slides back safely. So now the 1-0 pitch as Hunt is getting off to a big lead there. Another checkup from Strouski. He is once again safe over there at first base.
We've seen both these teams not afraid to run in any way.
And here it comes. The pitch outside for ball 2. So after a couple of pickoffs, Strouski finally throws one towards the plate. That one's called a ball. He looks over at Hunt. That one Floats in for a strike. Like a change up high. Strouski, a graduate of Lockport Township. The Porters won the 8A championship in football this season in Illinois. Pretty remarkable season, going undefeated, wire to wire. As that one's low for a ball.
I believe that was their first state championship, wasn't it?
Believe so. Not necessarily in touch with all things Porter football, but that was one fact I did know, was that they won state. Not sure how many times. Here it comes, 3-0 pitch. That'll be ball 4, back-to-back walks, or 3-1 pitch, but back-to-back walks for Strouski. So now with one out, the Panthers are starting to build something here. These Panthers go up to 11 on the base paths, 11 walks, that is. Putting the Oilmen pitchers in a tough spot here.
11 walks, but only 4 base hits.
Yeah, that 4 base hits, that's something you can live with when you're getting runners on.
Yeah, you can.
But now this would be a good time for a situational hit, just something into the outfield here, get the runners moving. That's what the Oilmen did a good job of last night, is that one was low for a ball, was they walked 8 times, and it was kind of once they got the man on base with the walk, then it allowed them to simplify things, just put the ball in play.
That's something we saw Crestwood do a lot of last night. They hit in bunches, and they hit timely.
One called a strike. Adam Enright said after the game, it makes it easier for the hitters when they're coming up and already have a man on. But he also said what they were able to do was they didn't help Joliet out. They were laying off some pitches and were making them beat themselves a little bit by putting runners on like that. And that one in for strike 2. You know, if the pitching staff is going to help you out, put you on without having to swing the bat, let them. And then that makes it just that much easier for the batters at the plate.
Yep.
Now the 1-2 pitch from Strouski. Chopped over to third base. Is Coney charging in on it? He rifles it over to first, and gets the out there. 5-3 ground out for the second out of the inning. So now Justin Shastenberger, the 8 hitter, comes to the box with men in scoring position after Aganigo was able to advance them there, even though he was recorded out. So 2 men in scoring position. The Panthers trail 4-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Called a strike. First pitch from Strouski was good for a strike there. He gets the sign from Anderson. It's Hunt on third base, Conroy on second. Shastenberger, the batter, at the plate. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Sent over to shortstop. Marshall gets the glove on it, throws it to first in time for the third out of the inning. So another inning where Crestwood gets runners on base, but they cannot scratch anything across the plate. 8th inning coming up here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Beach is just too hot. I mean, God, look at it. It's making the sand burn, the mouth dry, the skin cry. I mean, everything's just... Oh, there's Coors Light. Well, mouth desert, meet ice cold beer. Mountain cold refreshment. That's chill.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
Wait! Let me help. Lando Frost. Premium meat. Delicious. And no byproducts.
Toss it in.
Et moi?
Okay.
Whee!
Make a smart choice. Land of Frost Premium Meat.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
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 I am Ivy Tech Community College.
Are you?
Eric Carlson stays in the game for Crestwood. They had another golden opportunity on the base paths. It feels like we've been saying that quite a bit tonight. Leo Stoddard, Josh Lepowski with you here as Crestwood trails 4-1, Josh, and that was one where 7th inning, runners in scoring position weren't able to get anything across the plate. It has to hurt after a while, and you're just relying on your pitching staff to keep shutting down the Oilmen, but to the Panthers' credit, they've done a good job really after the 3rd inning. The Oilmen haven't gotten much runners on base here.
No, they have. The pitching staff has definitely been very, very good, in particular the bullpen, Hermanson, and then Carlson in the game right now. Carlson particularly impressive pitching for the 2nd day in a row, but again, I just counted 13 men left on base for Crestwood here in this game. They just haven't gotten that timely hit they've been looking for.
That's one of those stats that'll drive a manager crazy looking at it post-game as Chaz Clark ropes that out to right field. That's a base hit for the Oilman left fielder to start off the top of the 8th inning here. Just a good piece of contact there from Clark. He's been able to finally get on base after flying out 3 times to start the game. So that'll bring Joe Kazenza into the plate here. Kyle Zarnett on deck for the Oilmen as they're trying to keep the bats moving here, go for their 2nd win in as many days. Kazenza takes that one down low for a ball. 3 C's in the lineup here for the Oilmen to lead off the 8th inning. Clark, Kazenza, and Zarnett. Zarnett pronounced with a Z, but spelled with a C. As that one sent right into the glove of Gerdoni, and he gets it over in time for a line-out double play.
That is why they call it the hot corner over at first base. A great play there. Awesome play.
Yeah, so that stifles a little bit of the momentum the Oilmen could have got there as Clark gets on base with the first batter up. Kazenza gets some hard contact there, but sent right to a defender who made the heads-up play, got the throw over as Clark was caught way too far off the bag, thinking that one was probably going to land in the outfield. But now that brings Kyle Zarnett to the plate here with no men on and 2 outs, and he lofts that one into right center field just in front of Hunt for a base hit with 2 outs. Now we're seeing in the 8th inning here against Carlson, the Oilmen aggressive. Early in these counts, we saw Clark swung at the first pitch he saw, put it in play. Kazenza lined out on the 2nd pitch he saw, and then Zarnett right there swinging on the first pitch he sees and puts it into the outfield. Now Tyler Famacanon at the plate here with a runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch swing over to Agoniga at shortstop. The throw is not in time. Single there for the Oilmen.
Infield single deep in the hole, long throw, fast runner over to first base. You know, that's just kind of one of those plays that's very, very tough deep in that hole. It's a long throw for Agoniga to make.
So now back-to-back 2-out hits for Northwest Indiana. They could try to extend their lead with runners on first and second here. In the top half of the 8th inning, they lead 4-1. Will be CJ Deshazer at the plate here. He's playing right field tonight. That curveball inside for ball 1.
Carlson is in a bit of a jam here. That's something he hasn't really had to deal with a whole lot of yet this season. Pretty clean yesterday, aside from the home run.
And now we see the runners in motion. The Oilmen attempting a double steal, and they will execute it. Zarnett swipes third, and Famacanon gets second. Oh, there's batter's interference there, so he will be out. So that'll end the inning. So the Oilmen leave 2 men on, sending the Panthers to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Their score remains Oilmen 4, Panthers 1 on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Yes! When it comes to Sunday, choose the right couch. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller time.
new pitcher in the game for the Oilmen here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Adam Herron, the 2018 graduate of Joliet West High School. He pitches collegiately for Adam Enright at Trinity Christian College. So he's going to look here to face the Panthers. It'll be Garrett, Fusick, and Gergoni. They trailed by 4, and that was a bit of a wacky play there as the Oilmen executed a double steal, but then C.J. Deshazer interfered there, stayed probably in the path of the catcher, and so was called out of the play in that end of the inning, and it looked like the Oilmen could have put some insurance runs on the board there, but we'll have to head back to the dugout and now go on the field after that play.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate. That's something that's just kind of frustrating as a hitter when that happens, because that doesn't happen 99.9% of the time. You don't do something like that intentionally. You're just kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it's just. But there's nothing you can do about it.
So now Garrett comes into the box here. He reached on a single last time up, was caught stealing by Anderson behind the plate, facing Herron for the first time this season. So Herron, pitching out of the windup, gets that one in for a strike. Fastball right over the plate. So for the Oilmen, we've seen Nohas with 3 innings of work, Johnson 2 innings of work, Strouski got 2, and now it'll be Herron, possibly to finish the day, as that one's in for a ball.
Interesting to note that if Herron would have pitched the last 2 innings and doesn't give up any runs, he would be credited with a save, since he came in with it being a 3-run ball game.
It's a 3-run game, as that one is away for a ball. The Oilmen lead 4-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They have not scored since early in this one. They have not put a run on the board since the 3rd inning. It's their pitching staff that's been keeping them in it with a lot of runners on, but getting the outs when they matter most. That pitch cracked over to shortstop by Garrett. Marshall gets the glove on it, throws over in time for the leadoff groundout. I mean, you talked about 13 walks today for the Oilmen, or I believe it is, 13 you said, but they're still getting the outs when they matter. So runners on, not getting too overwhelmed by that, just being able to get their composure back and keep these Panthers from scoring. As Peter Fusick, the leadoff hitter, comes to the box here, takes that one for a ball. Top of the order up for Crestwood. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, they're down to 5 outs remaining here, so comeback's going to have to start soon.
Only got the top of the order coming up here, so this is the time to do it if you want to.
Fusick puts that one in the air, into the gap in right center. That'll be Deshazer getting under it for the 2nd out of the inning. So Jimmy Gergoni's going to come to the plate here. 2 outs away in the bottom of the 8th inning. His squad trailing 3 runs, so any kind of contact will help. Gergoni has reached base 2 walks and a single today, so he's got on base 3 times. Struck out in the 1st inning, though. Next pitch from Herron. Inside for a ball. Herron fires the 1-0 delivery. That one's low and away for ball 2.
Gergoni has the lone RBI for Crestwood. He had an RBI double way back in the 3rd inning.
Herron nods in approval for the sign from Anderson. Kicks and fires that one too high for ball 3. Finds himself behind in this count. See what Gergoni does here with this pitch. Puts that one in just out of play in right field. Fouled, so that makes it a 3-1 count. Saw one he liked there with 3-0 and decided to go and give a rip. No harm done there.
Just trying to put the ball in play there. That's all you're trying to do.
3-1 pitch from Herron. Sent right back up to the pitcher. He corrals it, throws over to first in time, so that gets him out of the inning 1-2-3 fashion. Herron does it himself there to end it. The Oilmen still lead 4-1. You're watching it on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
You hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NICA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
Top of the ninth inning here at Dowling Park for the Oilmen. They're hoping these are their final at-bats. They'll be sending the top of the order up. Chris Baker, David Marshall, and Charlie Cisconi to face Eric Carlson. Still on the mound here for the Panthers. They could help their own cause here, pad this lead a little bit as they're up 4-1. But Crestwood's made it close for comfort here as the Oilmen have not scored since the third inning, and the Panthers have basically put runners on in just about every inning except that last one.
Yeah, they have, and we can't speak enough about the bullpen here for Crestwood and how they have been today. But it's just not been the day, with the bats that they quite have wanted. They've gotten a lot of guys on base, they just haven't quite gotten the hits when they've been looking for them. But if they can hold them here, they still have an opportunity in the bottom half of the ninth inning to do something.
You're hoping to set them up, send them down in quick fashion here. Get your hitters up as quick as you can with little damage being done here. But you are facing the top of the order, so you'll have to watch for that. There's some activity in the Oilman pen. One more pitcher probably going to get some work. Adam Enright just making sure he gets his guys action early on this season is what he wants to do here. Especially because some of these guys may not have pitched too much in their college season, so get them work here in the spring or in the summer. Chris Baker steps into the box. Baker, last time up, flew out to left field. Get one more rep in here at the ninth inning. Opens up the inning with a ball. Saw him single, come around and score back in the second inning. Grounded out to the pitcher in the fourth and flew out to center in the first. Chops that one over to first base. Conroy gets the glove on it, steps on the bag to retire the leadoff hitter. He's going to go ground out to first unassisted. That's now David Marshall comes up to the box here, the lanky lefty for the Oilmen. He has a single and an RBI in the third inning. And he walked back in the seventh. Takes that one for a ball from Carlson.
Carlson here just trying to do what he can to try to get this game into the ninth inning with little damage.
Marshall tries to bunt there, but cannot get it in play, so that'll make it a 1-1 count.
That's the exact time you want to try to bunt there. Not two strikes, infield playing slightly back there. It's a perfect time to try a push bunt down the line.
Just was unable to properly execute it, so now the 1-1 count. Maybe the Panthers tipped off on that now as the third baseman, Gergoni, moves in a few steps, playing at the tip of the grass. That one called a strike.
But even what that does is it opens up, the ability to try to put one over the head of the third baseman, because when you play inward like that, ball gets higher into the air, it gets harder and harder to catch. If you're playing further back, it's a play you could have made. So changes how the defense plays.
And Marshall skies the 1-2 pitch. That one's over at short, and that's caught. So now 2 outs here in the ninth inning. Panthers trying to put Cisconi down here to make it a 1-2-3 top half. Cisconi has a triple that scored 2 runs and a single in the seventh inning. 2-hit day for the Oilman third baseman. A hard fly out. Takes strike 1.
Eric Carlson looking for a 1-2-3 inning, which is something that he's become very familiar with.
And now Cisconi puts that one in the air, drops just foul in right field. Hunt was on his horse trying to catch up to that one.
That's a ball that the wind kind of pushed foul a little bit. That probably would have been an easy play if that wind wasn't blowing the way that it is.
Cisconi goes to the dugout, switches out the lumber as it looks like he broke his bat on that pitch. As he steps into the left-handed batter's box now, Carlson settles on the mound, gets the sign, begins his delivery with the windup. That one sent over to Garrett at second base, just over his glove, and that's a base hit with 2 outs for Charlie Cisconi. A 3-hit day for him.
Good piece hitting there for Cisconi, just over the reach of Garrett over at second base. Good piece hitting, puts it in the outfield, keeps the line moving.
Nick Anderson comes into the box here. You're in the top of the 9th inning. 2 outs, 1 man on. The Oilmen lead 4-1. Open stance from Anderson, the right-hander at the plate. Cisconi at first base getting off to a lead. Anderson sends that one high in the air. Pena's having to move to get to it in right field, and it's dropped by Hunt. Pops out of the glove. Cisconi rounds third base, and he gets in there. It looked like he was just running home regardless. And the ball got dropped and it made it a play. So the Oilmen tack on another one there on what could have just been the out to end the inning. So make that 5-1 for Northwest Indiana. Now Chaz Clark comes in the box here, 2 outs and a man on.
And that one hurts because, you know, you've been doing so well so far, and then you have that unearned run like that. Yeah, and that's just something that just that stings when you've been struggling to score runs all day.
Clark takes the first pitch from Carlson for ball 1. So 1-0 is the count at the plate. Clark reached on a single last time up. He puts that one in the gap. This could be trouble for the Panthers. It drops between right center. Anderson touches third, rounds the base. He's going for home. Clark is at third as well, slides in. So that's a 2-out triple that scores a run. The Oilmen getting some insurance markers on the board after a RBI triple from Chaz Clark.
And that's a big reason why that error is so costly, because you're out of that inning if you make that play. Unfortunately, he didn't, and that ball, fell into the gap in right center field. All of a sudden, it's a 6-1 ball game when it should be 4-1.
As Josh mentioned, it's now 6-1. The Oilmen get second life here in the top of the 9th. Putting a good cushion up on that one. Sent in the air by Kazenza, and that one gets past the left fielder, Fusick. Another run scores. Kazenza rounds second. He's going for third here. The play could be close. No, it's not, and that's another base runner on for the Oilmen. We'll see just how that's scored, but regardless, that gets a run across the plate. So now Kyle Zarnett comes to the box here with 2 outs, a man on, his team up 7-1. We saw Silas Noe was throwing in the pen for the Oilmen. He might still come in the 9th. Or it could still be Adam Herron on the mound as he didn't throw too much. But that one call is strike to Zarnett. The wind's starting to pick up yet again. Eps has subsided for a little bit. Now it's back on. 0-1 count at the plate to Zarnett. One inside for ball 1.
One thing to note, that is now 5 errors on the night for Crestwood. 2 for the Oilmen.
And those errors here in the top of the 9th proved to be costly.
Yep.
The 1-1 pitch to Zarnett, high for ball 2. Yeah, it was looking at a situation where we were putting a lot of runners on, not getting them across the plate, and then the errors defensively, those really add up.
Yep.
One chopped away for a foul ball. So we'll go 2-2 here. Okay. 2-2 is the count to Zarnett, the Oilman designated hitter at the plate. He's reached base 3 times. And here it comes. Batted over to third base. Gargoni makes the throw in time. So the Oilmen end the inning there, but not after they score 3 runs. They now can head to the 9th inning, trying to shut things down against the Crestwood Panthers. They lead 7-1. You're watching on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Yes! When it comes to Sunday, choose the right couch. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller time.
Bottom of the 9th inning here. Last chance for the Crestwood Panthers as they trail the Northwest Indiana Oilmen 7-1. Silas No, the right-hander, comes in for the Oilmen here.
Just a hitless inning.
He plays collegiately at Waubonsie Community College, played high school ball at New Trier, so he comes from the north suburbs, playing for the Northwest Indiana Oilmen here. You saw Adam Heron struck out the side last time up. Now for Crestwood, it'll be Janik, Pena, and Hunt. The last chance, the Panthers with their backs up against the wall here, trailing 6 with 3 outs to spare.
Well, backs up against the wall, but the game is far from over. There's no clock in baseball. You got to get 3 outs to finish up the ball game. So this game is not over by any means, and Crestwood is in no way going to play like this game is over.
And you always hear big leaguers say that the last 3 outs are the hardest to get regardless of what the score is. So there's still a fighting chance for Crestwood here.
I mean, if you've ever noticed, if you're watching a game as a fan, the last inning feels like it lasts a lot longer than it actually does a lot of the time.
Silas No hopes that's not the case as he gets the first pitch up high for a ball to Janik. He grounded out to second base his last time up. The wind is really picking up here, blowing from left to right. And the 1-0 pitch outside for ball 2. So No coming in, 2-0 count, looking to find the strike zone here. It was Nohas that started the day. That pitch up high for ball 3. Then Johnson, then a Strouski, and then Heron had an inning of work. And now No. Oilman getting some work for guys here in this game in Hammond. 3-0 pitch in the dirt for ball 4. So that's a leadoff walk for the Panthers.
That's how you get rallies started. That's how you get big innings started. You get the first guy on base. It just changes your whole mentality once you get that first guy on base versus when they fly out, strike out, whatever, get that guy on base. It just kind of, helps lift the morale of your team just a little bit.
And up comes Nico Pena with nobody out and a man on. He takes the first pitch he sees from No for a strike. The Oilmen took advantage of an error last inning, scored 3 runs in that frame. That's another strike there by No after a pair of errors from the Panthers. So 0-2 is the count at the plate. This one outside, making a ball. You like to see that when you have a decent-sized lead at 4-1 and then continue to put runs on the board in the top of the 9th inning. You just don't, your pitchers are going to have to get those last 3 outs, and you just don't rush through it. Give them a cushion there. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, chopped away for a foul ball. So Pena staying alive here at the plate. One-two is still the count for the Oilmen. They'll be back here at Dowling tomorrow, playing at the Southland Vikings at 5 o'clock. We'll have the coverage of that game. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. No finds the first out of the inning, courtesy of the strikeout there. Oilmen 2 outs away from ending this thing.
But again, we see the aggressiveness that Crestwood has there with 2 strikes, trying to make something happen, putting the ball in play. Couldn't do it that time.
7-1 is the score. Here's Jared Hunt. That one bounces away from Anderson behind the plate. Janik will get second base easily there. So now 1 out, man on second base. Panthers trailing by 6 here. Oilmen looking for their second win of the season. Took down the Generals 9-3 last night in a rematch of the 2021 championship. This one called a strike.
These are actually both teams that lost to the Generals in the playoffs last season, because Crestwood also lost to the Generals in the semifinal round.
The first postseason appearance in team history for Crestwood. Swing and a miss, foul for strike 2 there. They're looking to build off of that positive season last year and make the playoffs yet again.
Definitely a lot of positives to take for Crestwood. Obviously, only scoring one run, but loving to see the patience at the plate, getting a lot of guys on base. The hits will come, and I think, for Crestwood, there's a lot of positive to take from today, even if you're losing.
That'll be strike 3 there, as that one was outside the zone, but Hunt had already committed and had to follow through there. So now 2 outs here. No. Struck out the last 2 batters after the leadoff walk. But yeah, you mentioned 14 walks for Crestwood. That always looks good on the stat line. But you just wish you could have got more runs across the plate then. That means swing and a miss for strike 1 there. And Janik will speed on over to third base. But that means you had, in this case, 14 runners on, and only 1 has come across the plate today. That's tough. So 0-1 count at the plate. It's Sean Conroy with the game on the line here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, down by 6. Watches that one go by for strike 2. So he's in the hole. 0 balls, 2 strikes. Silas No on the mound. First inning of work. Trying to strike out the side here. And there it is, the punch out to end the game. No, 3 consecutive strikeouts. The Oilmen win 7-1. They start the season 2 wins in a row, building things on the right way for Adam Enright. So that will do it here. 7-1 is your final score. A reminder, we'll be back tomorrow here on Facebook Live and Region Sportsnet as the Oilmen take on the Southland Vikings. That's at 5 o'clock. For everyone involved in tonight's broadcast, David Bork producing, Josh Lepowski, I'm Leo Stodhurst signing off. Thank you very much for watching on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.